David Risley here with another quick video blog evaluation for Seshu. Hopefully I'm not butchering your name there. And this is over at Tiffinbox.org, which is a blog about digital photography, or maybe it's just photography in general. And he had some basic questions for me. One was how to make it stand out from other photography blogs, how to start monetizing, how do you get big name bloggers to guest post. All right, well, let me just stop right there. Now, first of all, with regard to getting big name bloggers to guest post for you, you had mentioned names like Darren Rouse, Chris Garrett, Michael Martin, Brian Clark. Realize it's because you're focusing on blogs about blogging that you mentioned those names, but you have a blog about photography. So why would those guys guest post for you? Now, Darren Rouse maybe because he does have a digital photography site, but the other guys don't. So why would they guest post here? So don't focus on those guys as your big bloggers. You need to focus on your market, which is photography. Now, Darren happens to have a pretty big site in this market, and there's probably a lot of other ones out there. So those are the people that you want to be focusing on. I just wanted to make sure that you understood that. As far as how to make the site attractive, quite frankly, it's going to come down to traffic to get larger, big name bloggers to guest post for you. It's all about ROI for them. Now, so it could be a matter of first things first. Let's focus on getting your traffic up. I think that you have a compelling market here, and as you said, it's a big one. There is a very popular market is digital photography. So you're definitely not alone. You need to find a way to stand out in that market and build up the traffic. So let me just do a quick look at the design of your site. Now, first of all, you've got a lot of blue. And that's the first thing that needs to be changed, in my opinion. The blue on the background over here is totally fine, but the blue in your content area is not good. The black on blue, the very little contrast there. It's just not a good color combination at all. So that's the very first thing you need to change. You need to go to a white background, at least in the content area. You should not have your content or any of this other stuff sitting on a blue background. Now, what you do with your header is up to you, and what you do in the solid color background color, outside the content area is completely up to you. And if you would like to leave that blue, that is fine, but not the content. The other thing, well, that right there is going to handle a lot of problems for you because even the white headline on that, it just doesn't stand out. This headline, it's not even really treated as a headline because it doesn't stand out at all. It's small. So once you get this over to a white background, then jump up the font size on these things and make it really stand out. Also, don't put your full post on your home page. I really recommend that you excuse me, use excerpts and get them to click over to your post. You got an awful lot of stuff here. And it's just not it's the traditional blog format of having full posts on the home page. I just don't think is a very good one. Let me look at your list opt-in, which is, I guess, right here. So you're not giving me any reason to sign up here. It doesn't stand out at all. This yeah, sign me up button, it looks like another form input to me. It doesn't look any different than where I enter my email address, and yet I know that's a button. So it's just a big problem right here. You're not giving anything away. You're just absolutely no call to action here, and it doesn't stand out on the background color or anything. It doesn't stand out whatsoever. On a general basis, you've got a lot of just eye candy going on, and it's all conflicting with each other. You've got banner ads coming out the butt here, if I may be so blunt, and there's too many. You combine the background color which is crap, and with the just eyeball overload here, and I'm not surprised when you tell me that you're getting over an 80% bounce rate on the site. People are coming here and they're like, whoa, and they just leave. That's what's going on. So you need to give them something to focus on, which is going to be your content, and get rid of some of these banners. You got way too many of them. And here's another thing: is that why are you advertising things like the Third Tribe and Thesis? Don't go for the internet marketing community when you have a site about photography. They're different. It's because you're focusing on sites like that because you're interested in your blog and making money that you are interested in it. But it doesn't mean. But you need to focus on your audience here. You've hopefully are getting an audience of photographers, and there's a very good chance that they are not interested in something like the third tribe. So let's keep the ads limited to your niche. And the other thing is just reduce the number of them because a lot of people they think that, well, I'm just going to flood this thing with banners and maybe I'll get lucky and people will click on a few, like an impulse click. And that's usually flawed thinking. Typically, if you want somebody to pay attention and click on something, you want to give them less options, not more. Um, the other thing I wanted to mention was the idea of the Tiffinbox. Um, I know it's your domain name, but I have no idea what that is, and I have a feeling that most others are going to be in the same boat. If we click over to About Us, let's just change that to About, by the way, because I'm assuming you're running this blog by yourself, so don't try to seem bigger than you are. Just say About, and don't use the word Us. But the other thing in here, too, is that I see that you have to go, what is a Tiffinbox? If you have to tell people what it means, you've got the wrong domain name. That's my opinion. Here's the thing, and a lot of people they don't realize this is that when you give people words that they do not understand, the most likely thing that they're going to do is leave. So therefore, once again you're coming back to the 80% bounce rate. Well, the very minute they get here, you're hitting them with a word that they have no idea what it is, and you're having to define it for me. It's a container, a glorified lunchbox used widely in India, and that's great. But realize that a lot of people don't know what that is, and I think that you might want to consider changing your domain name to something that is a little bit more has keywords in it for photography. Notice how Darren's blog is Digital Photography School, if I'm not mistaken. So something like that I think is going to work a lot better than Tiffinbox, which doesn't seem to have anything to do with photography whatsoever. The other thing in terms of words is that your first sentence on your About page is Tiffinbox is a blog that explores the cultural fabric of the South Asian diaspora through photography, writing, art, and design. All right, fine, but you're making it sound too fancy. Most people, including me, goddamn it, I got to go in there and get a dictionary because I don't know what diaspora is. And all that, if this is a site about digital photography, why is it? Or are you about exploring the cultural fabric? So it's a little bit schizophrenic in terms of what the site is about. You're telling me what it's about, but when I come here, that's not the vibe that I'm getting. Um, what's with the logo? Let's see. Yeah, it's almost like your About page is designed to get over all these humps that you've made for yourself with your branding. You shouldn't have to like describe all this stuff to me. I should just get it when I get here. So I think that is a problem with the brand that you have. I mean, the brand that you have here is fine for a personal blog. But if you're trying to focus in on digital photography, then I really don't see why you've gone with something like Tiffinbox. And that's a .org to boot. I mean, get a .com that's a little bit more fitting for digital photography, and I think you're going to find that it works a lot better for you. Change your design. Um, get rid of some of the eye candy here. This tag cloud, unnecessary. Just get rid of the tag cloud. Let's see here. Yeah, it's just a lot of text going on here. Um, okay, so I don't want to give you like too many things at once here. I certainly don't hope that you feel like I'm being hard on you. It's just that I like to help people. And I feel like the things that you're looking for, I feel like you may be unknowingly getting in your own way with regard to the way this blog is set up right now. So don't think that I'm being hard on you. I just like to tell it like it is. And I really think that if you change some of those things that I've addressed in this video, I think that you'll find that your bounce rate goes down, and you'll just get more results out of the blog in general. But then we can come back and look at this site again. I can give you some better feedback. But right now, some of these other things that I've brought up, I think are a bigger deal to be dealt with. I think it will help with your sticky factor and getting that bounce rate down. Okay, hopefully that was helpful to you. If you have any further questions for me, just shoot me an email. I'll be happy to answer you. Talk to you soon.